Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the English news of Bình Phước radio, television station, and newspaper. I'm Ngọc Thủy presenting you top story as usual. Results of 92-day communication campaign. Truyền thành special COVID-19 vaccination campaign. ADB keeps Vietnam 2022 growth forecast unchanged at 6.5%. The Bình Phước Provincial People Committee hosted a conference recently to review a 92-day campaign on supporting the efficiencies of providing and using all the public services and accelerating digital transformation to develop digital government.
Delegates at the conference said tasks, responsibilities, timelines, and specific targets for implementation were clearly assigned to each state agency at the provincial and district levels. Information dissemination was conducted through various forms, bringing online public services and digital transformation closer to local people, especially those in mountainous, remote, and ethnic minorities areas. Account registrations on the National Public Service Portal also saw breakthroughs. Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee Chen Hiền underlined that as targets, tasks, and solutions on digital transformation have been listed, the province needs to maintain a determined spirit and adapt to changes to promote administrative reforms and improve the investment climate. It will also work to raise the province's competitive index, make breakthroughs in administrative reforms, and build an administrative system that effectively serves individuals and businesses.
Further thoughts are needed in order to continue the good work done so far in COVID-19 prevention and control in Truyền thành district.
The health sector in the district has therefore worked to accelerate COVID-19 vaccinations in order to reach herd immunity in the current situation. As of September 20th, the rate of people aged 18 and over in the district who had received a third injection reached over 74% and a fourth injection 56.2%. More than 89% of children from 5 to 11 years old have received a first dose and 59% a second dose. Nearly all children aged 12 to 17 have received a second dose and 51% a third dose. More than 7,800 shots have been administered to workers at industrial parks as the fourth dose. Truyền is now calling for people to voluntarily visit local health clinics to receive booster shots to curb the spread of COVID-19.
The Ho Chi Minh Community Youth Union in Bình Phước Province and the Provincial Department of Education and Training recently held a conference to review activity in the 2021-2022 school year and implement tasks for the 2022-2023 year.
Despite the adverse impact of COVID-19, many outstanding results were recorded in the 2021 to 2022 academic year. In particular, new practical models and campaigns were introduced, such as raising funds for scholarships for disadvantaged students during COVID-19, helping children overcome the pandemic, and starting a model for high school students in the district to improve their English, among others. This contributed to educating and helping local young people. On the occasion, the Standing Committee of the Province's Youth Union presented an emulation flag to units seeing outstanding achievements in youth work at schools, a certificate separate to outstanding collectives and individuals in the 2021 to 2022 academic year.
Now let's take a look at the top story about the country. The General Debate of the 77th session of the UN General Assembly opened in New York, the United States on September 20 local time. Ambassador Đặng Hoàng Giang, head of the Vietnamese mission at the UN, justly chaired the event.
Over the past more than 4 decades, Vietnam has made active contributions to improving the role of the United Nations, building international law system and standards toward a society of fairness and development, and ensuring global peace and security. Vietnam also became a member of the UN Security Council for the 2008 to 2009 and 2020 to 2021 tenures. The the UN Human Rights Council, and the UN Economic and Social Council. A joint management mechanisms of UNESCO became member of the UN's International Law Commission twice and recently Vice President of the UN General Assembly for the second time. Vietnam also succeeded in fulfilling the UN's Sustainable and Millennial Development Goals, proving that goals set by the International Organization for the International Community are completely feasible. With the deployment of its staff to the UN peacekeeping mission, Vietnam has increasingly made effective contributions to peace and security in the region and the world. From its humble beginning as an aid recipient and less developed nation, Vietnam has become one of the middle-income countries and is realizing the UN's major goals in the near future. Bilateral ties between Vietnam and the UN have brought practical benefits to not only Vietnam but also the region and the world. About Vietnam's major goals for next year, Ambassador Giang said the most important is how to maintain peace and stability in the country, the region, and the world. In order to achieve them, he said countries must work closely together to deal with common issues at multilateral forums, especially the United Nations.
The Asian Development Bank (ADB) has maintained its favorable economic outlook for Vietnam as it forecasts the country's gross domestic product to expand 6.5% in 2022 and 6.7% in 2023, based on the update of its flagship economic report released on September 21st.
The bank says Vietnam's economy recovered faster than expected in the first half of 2022 and continues to grow amid the challenging global environment. The steady recovery was supported by strong economic fundamentals and driven by a faster than expected bounce back of manufacturing and services, it added. The Asian Development Outlook Update 2022 says Vietnam's economy is performing reasonably well amid uncertainties in the global economy. Restored global food supply chains will boost agricultural production this year, but high input costs will still constrain the recovery of the agriculture sector. Softening global demand has slowed Vietnam's manufacturing. However, the outlook for the sector remains bullish, given strong foreign direct investment in the sector, the update report said. Vietnam's prudent monetary policies and effective price controls, especially for gasolines, should keep inflation in check at 3.8% in 2022 and 4% in 2023, unchanged from the projections the bank made in April.
Amid concerns over inflation and rising interest rates, Vietnam has emerged as a bright economic bright spot, posting healthy GDP growth and an array of opportunities, according to a story published by the Thailand-based Bangkok Post.
According to Bangkok Post, Vietnam, an emerging market with one of the highest growth rates in the world, has drawn significant investments from abroad. The country's boss often offers a high rate of return on investment, while the nation is not expected to suffer from high inflation and rising interest rates that developed countries are obliged by, raising the possibility that these nations might enter a recession soon, it said. It added that Vietnam's monetary policy is relatively moderate, particularly when compared with developed countries. There are four key factors contributing to strong economic growth and attracting investors to Vietnam, making it one of the few countries offering high returns, the article cited investment firm One Asset Management as saying.
The Malaysian National News Agency's Bernamers say in a recent article that the number of fruit growers in Vietnam has successfully entered high-value and challenging markets.
It noted apart from China, Vietnam's largest importer for years, Vietnamese fruit and vegetables enjoyed strong growth in other major markets such as the US, the Republic of Korea, Japan, and Australia. Many exporters are turning their eyes to the European markets, where the products enjoy 0% tax rate under the EU-Vietnam Free Trade Agreement, and these markets are seeing increasing demand for tropical fruit and vegetables. The article cited that the country's fruit and vegetable exports to Europe in 2021 hit $303 million, up 17.4% year-on-year. To ensure the sustainability of fruit exports and further make inroads into traditional markets and even high-end ones, seed production will be a vital factor, which will amplify the country's agricultural strengths so as to reinforce its position as one of the world's major fresh fruit exporters, according to the news agency.
A special space showcasing the northern province of Bắc Ninh cultural, crafts and tourism features is scheduled to take place in the pedestrian area of Bao Hoàn Kim Lake in downtown Hanoi from September 23rd to 26th.
According to the Hanoi Department of Culture and Sports, the space will treat visitors to Bắc Ning's cultural heritage, traditional culinary delights, and impressive tourist destinations. One of its 5 categories is set to dedicate the local quan họ love duet, an art form that combines various elements including music, lyrics, and costumes, and features the distinctive cultural people in the region. The art of love duets was inscribed in the UNESCO representative list of intangible cultural heritage in September 2009. The other categories will involve Bắc Ning's handicrafts, cuisine, and destinations. It's the second time such space will have been held in the capital city.
The Central Highlands province of Đắk Nông has become popular to both domestic and foreign visitors after Đắk Nông Geopark was recognized as a global geopark by the United Nations Education, Scientific and Cultural Organization.
On July 7, 2020, the Program and External Relations Commission of the 209th UNESCO Executive Board approved the Global Geoparks Council's proposal to grant the title to the Đắk Nông Geopark, the third of its kind in the country. It received a certificate recognizing the title on November 24th of the same year. The UNESCO recognition has contributed to affirming Đắk Nong's global tourism values. Therefore, the locality aims to maximize values of geology and geomorphology, as well as traditional culture. Đắk Nong's tourism products are expected to contribute to promoting local tangible and intangible cultural heritage like UNESCO-recognized Gong cultural space, folk games and crafts, along with dishes of local ethnic minority groups. According to provincial leaders, apart from tourism products associated with tangible and intangible values, Đắk Nông has focused on adventure, community-based and leisure tourism. With its potential and efforts, Đắk Nông is expected to soon become a bright tourist destination.
That's all for today on Bình Phước Radio, television station and newspaper news. Once again, thanks for your watching and goodbye for now.